Hello, my name's Liam Bastick from Some Product, and today I'm going to talk to you about relative versus absolute referencing in Excel. And guess what? It's another 5-minute video. So what do I mean about relative versus absolute referencing in Excel? Well, if I'm actually in a cell in Excel, I can type in the formula equals A1, which will refer to the cell A1. If I actually make sure I'm in the formula bar and keep pressing the F4 function key, and apologies to people with a Mac, I'm sorry you've got a Mac, you will see that it will actually toggle through and put dollar signs in. So you'll end up with A1, $1, $1, and $A1. And if you have a Mac, you just have to type it in instead. And what the dollar sign means, keep the actual character next to it constant, so that if you actually copy to the right or copy down, things change. Now, if all you've heard is blah, 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 blah so far, don't worry. Let's go and have a look at an Excel example. Here I have the numbers 1 to 36 in a grid. Let's say I want to reference them somewhere else, and I'll just offset it a little bit by starting here. So I'll go equals cell A1 there, and what I will do is I will copy it down. So I get the numbers 1 to 25 and go one further to 1 to 31 and copy it across, and I get all of the numbers back in here. That's because this cell here refers to that one, and as I go one column to the right, it refers to this one. As I go one column down, it refers to this one. This is known as relative referencing. You type a formula in a cell, and if there's no dollar signs to be had in the formula, like there isn't here, it's just equals A1, then as you move a row down or a row up or a column to the right or a column to the left, the actual reference will move accordingly. But there's other options you can choose. If I click within the actual formula bar or press the F2 function key, if I press the F4 function key once, I get equals $A$1. If I press enter and then copy this both down and across, then what will happen now is I get this formula in every single cell. It's not actually moved. This is what we call an absolute reference. It does not move, and sometimes you need that in your Excel modeling. Often, though, you want it to actually move in one direction but not another, and by directions I mean rows and columns. To get around this, you go back to the function key and you press the F4 button once more, and it will go equals $1, which means keep the row constant, but the column can change. So as I go across here, what will actually happen is I'll get the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but as I copy it down, it will stay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that can prove immensely useful. Finally, I can go back to this and go F4 one more time to put $A1, and of course you can just type the dollar signs in instead, and now again it keeps the thing to the right of the dollar sign constant, so this time it's the column A. So if I copy this down, the row references will move, so I'll get 1, 7, 13, etc., but as I copy it across, it will be the same. These are all 4 different options you can have on every single cell reference you have in a formula. So how can we use this? Here's something I prepared earlier. Let's take a look at this example. I've got it before because in the examples you can download, I've got the after which shows the solution to this. I've got a grid here of the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, multiplied by the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I want to then multiply it by a multiplier. So for instance, in this cell, it will be 1 times 2, whereas in this cell, it will be 2 times 3 times 2. I just want one formula to copy both across and down. I've already put the formula in without making it absolute. You can see here I have pressing the F2 function key. You can see the cells being referenced, and I just want to get them right when I go through. If I highlight the whole formula and press F4, you'll see it will toggle them all at the same time. But in this case, I want to do one at a time, so I'll just click on one of them and press F4. Here, this is F16 here. I want to keep this column absolute, so I'll press the F4 function 3 times, and that will then make the column absolute. For this one, I want the row to stay constant even when I move across columns. So I'll press the F4 function key here twice. But for the third one, the multiplier, I want this to be absolute. So I'll put this in like this, and then I have my proper formula. And if I go through, you'll see it's $F16 times $G$15 times $D$12. Copied across and down, and voila, we actually have the right formula in here. Simple. Using relative and absolute cell referencing can mean that you will use fewer formulas in your model altogether. It'll also mean that you'll be forced into doing consistent calculations, and you'll copy things from one section to another, which can help you spot inadvertent mistakes. These are all good things. I hope you found this tip useful. Be more next time. If you enjoyed this session, my name's Liam Bastick. If you didn't, my name's Tim Heng. Thank you.